Welcome back everybody's DestinysJesus here, and I'm going to be sharing with you 12 of the most broken drop spots in Fortnite Super. I'm going to be showing with you the best buildings to land at in each of the major new POIs, the best uncontested drop spots, as well as at the end of the video, I've got a bonus drop spot that is literally the most broken spot in the entire map. So please leave a like, and let's get straight into this with spot number 1. Alright, let's get straight into this with the spot that got the biggest buff in this season in my opinion, which is of course this Slurp truck drop right here. This spot is not super contested, and you get an insane amount of chests every single game, as well as you get a lot of mats in this area. Another nice benefit of this is there is a spy boss right here, so you can go straight over, get the spy boss. What I'd recommend doing to take it out as quick as possible is just by killing one of the guards. They give you a blue spy rifle, which is the best AR in the game, and one clip of that will actually destroy the boss very, very quickly and time efficiently. Then from there, you can go ahead and third party straight into Supernova Academy, or over here into this other POI, or even into first order base as well, depending on what's going on around you. And this spot is really good because you get straight into fights, as well as you get a massive loot advantage, because of course you save that Slurp truck for your shield, as well as you get 2 blue spy rifles or 3 blue spy rifles if you're playing in trios every single game. Genuinely one of the best buff spots, and if you're playing this in the tournament, you can realistically claim this entire north hand side of the map every single game and be insanely stacked as well. Now the second drop is one that just got added in, and it's basically like a full POI, but for some reason it's not actually named as a POI on the map. As you can see, it's got an insane amount of loot down here on the south of the map. There's loads of barrels as well as loads of chests, but what I actually recommend doing instead of landing on those buildings right there is land on this close building. There's 3 chests that have a pretty high spawn rate in, and you can basically get a kill out the air every single game if you've got good aim and you get a decent gun from doing that. If you're not able to get that kill out the air though, what you can do is double down to this beach. There's loads of extra chests, and then flank up onto this main building and try to catch the team off guard. Unfortunately, in my game, Resub decided to milk. I was still able to 1v2 the people landing here, because again, the people who are landing at these edge map spots aren't the best players. If I turn on the heat map, there is really not that many people even landing at this drop spot, despite how much loot is here. As you can see, there is barely anybody landing at this spot, and you're right next to a bunch of other POIs, way more people that you can go in third party very, very quickly. All right, now, if you're an aggressive player and you want to land at one of these new major POIs or a spot that's got tons of players, but you want the best strat for winning every single time, then these are the best that I've found. As you can see over here at Utopia City, basically everybody is landing on these 2 major buildings. And the issue of that is you end up just running around with one chest spawn, loads of people in your building, and the audio is super bad. Instead, what I'd recommend doing is landing at the back building right here. And the best part about this is there's basically no one there, and you get way more loot than you'd ever get in any of these other buildings. As you can see, there is a bunch of chests right here. There's also guaranteed chests in the middle that you can get, as well as you get 5 barrels just from this single building. And you can very, very easily wrap around to the other buildings where you hear fighting and get a couple extra chests, as well as some trees for some quick mats on the way. Also, another good thing about landing at this back building right here is you can basically just listen and see where people are landing, and then go straight over to an uncon building near to you and get even more loot if you want to do it before you get straight into a fight. This is literally the best strat for winning Utopia City, rather than landing at these major drops over here. Next up, one of the most busy POIs this season is Supernova Academy, and the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they land at this main front building, which is basically a death sentence. There is not enough loot in this building, the amount of people that land there. Same with this other building where there's the basement. Instead, land at this very, very subtle top right building, head straight downstairs and complete the hero training. This training is very easy to do. You just need to shoot 5 targets and then run through 5 gold coins by sprinting around underground, and you get access to 3 guaranteed god chests, as well as the toilet down here that takes you straight to a nearby safe location where you can farm up your mats. Then you can safely re-enter Supernova Academy with a massive loadout advantage compared to everybody else, and wipe up the remaining players who've been shambles fighting in this really busy buildings with lots of other people. Also, make sure whenever you're fighting in these basements that you use the tips from my last video, which is basically using the visor as well as the base boost gauntlets and actually breaking everything with wall hacks. It's the best fighting combo this season. Now, the last major POI that I think is really good to land at this season is first order base. The big mistake a lot of people make when they land at first order is they land at this front building right here. And this is decent because you get a good amount of chests. However, the loot is just so much more spread out, and it's so much less time efficient compared to doing this strat. If you're playing in solos, I would recommend just landing on this west hand side. You can run straight through, go straight underneath, and then start flanking into the main area. And if you're playing in duos, have one person land on this side, so the same as the west, and the other one lands in this air vent and then go straight down. It's a load of barrels they can get, as well as a load of chests, and you can meet up in the middle and then push straight through and take out the remaining players on the other side. Then from there, the benefit of this POI is that you get loads of launch pads, so you can basically launch pad train to here, get some more brick as well as barrels, and then basically third party straight into Pumped, into Supernova, or even into Brutal Boxcars with these pads, which is insanely nice. All right, now let's turn our attention to some of the most low-key and underrated drop spots on this map, which are of course way better for ranking up fast. These spots are basically guaranteed to be uncontested, so you never risk dying or spawn. This allows you to rank up way faster, as well as you get a massive loot advantage advantage third partying into fights. The first one, this is a drop spot that I actually really like, is this little watchtower over here with the launch pad. You get 2 guaranteed chests, and the best part about this is because you get these guaranteed chests pretty quickly depending on the bus, you can sometimes even get a kill out the air on people gliding in late. Then from there you can either go down here where there's a spy boss that spawns about 1 and 2 games, so you can go down there and get that one, or alternatively if there's another spy boss up here, you can actually get both of these to spawn in and get both of them in a particular game, which is really nice. But either way, you're basically guaranteed to get one of these every single game, which gives you a massive loot advantage. You get that blue spy rifle, you get a load of mats from actually firing up all the brick near them, as well as you're very near to third parties in the nearby surrounding area. And again, you've got that launch pad that you can always use, as well as you can come over here to shining to third party people. This gas station I hit always has people fighting at it, as well as there's a bunch of other spots nearby, as well as Utopia that you can head straight into if you want to get into some fights. This next drop is really good because you're right next to a bunch of POIs like Foxy as well as Crime, and of course you get a very high chance of getting a spy rifle as well as the spy boss itself, which is super broken. What you do is land directly right here on these 4 chests. There's 4 barrels right next to you, as well as a couple extra chests you can get on the way over to the spy boss that spawns pretty frequently. One thing I'd recommend carrying is crypto treats, so you can literally just destroy the boss in 2 of those if you aim at the floor of it, which is really nice. And then if you want to adjust this into a trio or a duo spot, just have one of your teammates land either over here or towards this gas station. Another nice benefit is you get a shrine nearby, so you can very easily use that if you want to get extra heals, as well as there's a load of chests in this entire area that basically get uncon every single game. As you can see, literally from here the whole way down to here, you can get this every single game, insane amount of chests per player, as well as one very nice strat you can do is come straight over to Foxy Floodgate and third party, there's people fighting there, or straight into Crime City. And either way, if you just want to win and get high kill games and rank, you're right in the dead center of the map, so it's super easy to find people and you're not just running around aimlessly like a lot of times you do on an edge map drop. Now the next super uncon broken drop spot that I found this season is this little shack right here next to this nearby spire. Again, a lot of these drops are revolving on the spires that just got added in, and they are super strong. Make sure though, as you hop into the bus and as the actual game loads in, that you see where those spires are since they actually show up on the map, and make sure you choose one of these uncon underrated drops based on it. It's a good idea to have a couple that you sort of learned and practiced, so you can choose depending on where they actually spawn in game. So this drop is very simple. You land at this little shack right here. There's a couple chests, as well as the guaranteed chest up here where there's actually a shrine nearby as well. Then you go ahead and go straight down to the spire. Very simple. Finish the spire fight, you get a lot of loot from that, and you're literally right next to Demon's Domain, so you're going to get a very easy third party into there, or you could even third party over here into Utopia City as well, depending on what you want to do. Again, it's one of those drop spots that's basically guaranteed to be uncon, as well as you get a very quick loot advantage, and the people that you're beginning running into, you'll be way more stacked, so it's much easier to win fights. All right, now let's take a look at 3 drop spots that are again very uncontested, but they're a lot faster for getting straight into fights versus other players. So if you're a more aggressive W keying player but you don't land at a big POI, I would recommend the next 3 of these drops. So the first one is this little shack spot down here. What I'd recommend doing, land on these 2 guaranteed chests right here, and you can basically just get straight into fighting other players nearby. There's a load of players who like to land over towards this spire down towards the south. Players like to land over here, as well as a lot of people will be landing on this shrine and disengaging from Shoguns. So you can literally just wipe up all of these people landing at this drop spot, and it's a very good spot to just get into some very quick fights if you like to be aggressive. If you want to continue to get stacked up, of course you can loot this entire side. Basically nobody lands at Outlaw as well, so that's pretty much guaranteed uncon as well, which is very nice, and it's a very solid drop spot because there's loads of these hero chests as you rotate towards the mid map that you continue to get throughout the game as well. Now this next drop spot is super powerful, and the main reason for that is just because of how uncontested it is. As you can see, only 1 person lands here every other match, which is absolutely crazy. You also get a slurp truck guaranteed, so you can very easily just land on that slurp truck, as well as an insane amount of chests in this area, and you can get straight into fighting and third partying other people nearby. You're right next to a bunch of major POIs that you can go into and actually get into fights, as well as there's another spire up here, and again these spires are literally just so good to go towards because you're guaranteed to get in a fight if you go to them after getting very stacked. So as you can see, you'd be getting like 8 chests every single game. The other people landing nearby trying to get this spire, spending a bit of time doing the boss fight, you'd be third partying them with a massive loot advantage, and it makes ranking up very easy, as well as makes the fight very easy as well. Now the final uncon drop that is very strong is of course this little cargo container spot over here. Loads of players have won solo cash cups using this drop because of how strong it is. As you can see, not that many people land in this particular area. If I go ahead and hover over it, 1 player in every 12 matches, which is absolutely crazy. You also get thousands of metal. There's a load of barrels nearby that you can very easily get full shield from, and of course you're right next to Kappa, so you can third party that way. You're right next to Shining, as well as this this new drop spot that I was actually going to include in this video, but as you can see, the amount of people landing at this drop is absolutely crazy for how much loot is there. One person every single match, you're basically guaranteed to be contested, compared to you may as well just land over here. You'd get more stacked in a short period of time, and there's only a person every 1 in 12 matches, which is absolutely crazy. Again, all of this background information is provided by Syrian, so make sure to go check them out. They're very, very useful if you want to get ahead of any new season that comes out or any new meta changes to the map. I would really recommend using a Syrian. I use it the entire time. Now, earlier on in the video, I talked about how broken the Supernova Academy is, especially if you land at this top right building and you get these 3 guaranteed god chests every single game. However, there's actually a better strat getting into Supernova Academy and getting high kills at the same time, which is of course landing over at this split right next door. As you can see, you get 9 chests on average. Only a person is here every 1 in 3 games. Super uncon, as well as you get an insane amount of materials, and you're literally right next door. If you want to continue to get stacked, there's also a shrine on the way you can get, as well as more chests, and you're literally that close. And another major benefit of it is because you get a guaranteed 100% spawn rate chest at the top right here that you can land on and very, very easily potentially get a kill out the air on people fighting on the Supernova Academy roof, or just people fighting in Supernova Academy in general. It's so easy to get a kill out the air. Again, it's one of those spots that I wouldn't really be landing at in a tournament. I don't think it's the best for that type of situation. However, for ranked and for just getting straight into fights, I think this is one of the most broken spots, because you're literally 100 meters away and look at how much loot you get compared to anybody landing inside Supernova Academy. It's that much more strong. All right, guys, as usual, I've left the best drop spot for last, and if you want to know where the best loot is on the map, as I said in the intro, this is where to get it within 20 seconds of the game starting. As you can see, it is very, very uncontested. There's only a person here every 7 matches. So if I turn it off and we turn on the amount of chests right here, look at what you get. You get 2 guaranteed blue god chests, a load of barrels, there's another 100% chest spawn right there, and another one at the front, as well as you are literally right next to Crime City. So you're going to get this insane amount of loot, loads of quick farming brick and wood on the way to Crime City, and you're right into a POI fighting and third-partying other people. And this spot is insanely strong. It's literally just this stop train. There's like some cow stuff at the front, so it's not moving forward, and it's going to be stopped here for the rest of the season. And you're able to get this spot completely uncontested with this amount of loot, and you can do this and get into a fight within like a minute of the game starting every single time, which I think is so strong. All right, that is all for this video. Hopefully you find this drop spot video useful. Please leave a like, send it to your trio or to your duo, whoever you play with, and I'll be posting some more fighting tips later on this week, so make sure to subscribe to not miss out.